good, and we'll be chilling. All righty.
All right.
You guys want to talk? Make sure we got the good levels here.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Sounds perfect. All righty.
Back. Woo.
Sick.
Awesome.
Well, guys, thank you so much for joining me on the podcast. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us, brother.
Yeah, we enjoy you having us.
Absolutely. I always like to just start out with just quick introductions, go around, tell us who you are and something unique about you, maybe something people may not know about you.
Okay. Who wants to go first?
Something unique about me.
I know. I got
Elementary school style,
All right. I'll go first. I'm Caleb. I am the frontman of the band. We've been doing this for about 5 or 6 years now, I think. We've only had an album out for a year, though. Not even a full year. It'll be a year in September.
Something unique about yourself.
Something unique about me. I skateboard a lot.
Heck yeah. Do you have a deck of choice?
I usually ride Anti-Hero.
Okay, nice.
They're just strong enough for me.
Okay.
Break a lot of boards just because I do like a lot of flip tricks and I'm pretty heavy footed. So
Nice. You do a lot more street or vert skate?
yeah, way more street than vert.
Heck yeah, man. How long you been skating for?
I've been skating since I was 11.
Dang, dude.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Skateboarding's amazing. It's such a challenging sport that I don't think, you watch someone like Nigel Houston, you're like, oh, that's gotta be easy. And it's like, no, not at all.
It looks so flawless.
Yeah, it's crazy. Awesome, dude. Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you, man. How are you going next?
Yeah, all right. I'll go next, I guess. I'm Alex. I'm guitarist / backup vocalist. And something unique about myself is I'm the only dad of the band, I guess. So,
Heck yeah, man. How old's the little one?
I have 3 little ones.
Oh, nice.
4. If you count my stepson, but I haven't seen him in a while. But anyways, I got a 7-year-old, 13-year-old, 9-year-old, and a 5-year-old.
Dude, that's awesome, man. That's it's got to be stressful. I've got 2, and that's
It has its
a lot.
ups and downs, but it's more rewarding than anything. So
Heck yeah, man. That's awesome, dude.
To balance everything, but that's the challenge and the struggle of being in a band and stuff. But finding that balance is what makes it work. So
Absolutely, dude. Well, that's awesome, man.
thank you.
What's up? I'm Jayden. I play guitar and do vocals. One of my favorite things to do is read books and play Magic the Gathering. I'm a big nerd, big Token
Heck
fan.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Fantastic. What book are you reading right now?
Right now I am reading it's called The History of Middle Earth. So it's like,
oh, nice.
Yeah, it's like basically it's a bunch of Tolkien's work, but it's like his son kind of gives his spin on things or how he think Tolkien would have wanted to finish something, or it's like a Bible, man. Like,
yeah, dude. Is that kind of like the is it a different version or a simplified version of what's that other one? The one that gives the whole background of Middle Earth.
Are you talking about the Silmarillion?
Yeah. Is it like similar to that, or?
So it doesn't have that story in it, but it has like many others.
Cool, dude.
Covers like the creation of Middle Earth and like the ages throughout and whatnot.
Dope.
Yeah, all about Arda and all that jazz.
That's awesome, man. Well, that's a commitment, I'm sure.
It's not hard when you like it. I watch a lot of YouTube too when I'm bored.
Definitely, I've fell down that rabbit hole quite a bit. So that's rad, dude.
Thanks, bro.
I'm Adam. I play drums, and I also do all of the synthesizers and stuff in the band.
Sick.
Something interesting about me. I don't have a ton of hobbies outside of music, really. But because of that, I can play 6 instruments.
Oh, heck yeah, dude. Which ones?
I could play the drums. I could play guitar. I could play bass, piano, saxophone, as well as clarinet.
Dude, did you learn clarinet and saxophone like in middle school, junior high band or something? Or?
I learned saxophone in school.
Heck yeah, dude. Yeah, man. I did clarinet, and then in order to get to saxophone, because my parents wouldn't let me start on the saxophone, they made me start on the clarinet. So little
The clarinet came
little
later for me.
yeah, I'm a little salty about that, you know, because saxophone's so much cooler. Because
Saxophone
everyone wants to be
so
Kenny
much
G,
cooler.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, saxophone is cool. You know, I have a soft spot for like really high level clarinet players and stuff. Like I love
Heck
Benny
yeah.
Goodman. But saxophone's definitely really cool.
That's awesome, dude.
Hey, saxophone. They gave me the trumpet though.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I was like, good name, trumpet, really?
dude. I mean, the trumpet's dope too, though. My sister plays the trumpet. She's stellar at it.
I sucked at it. I quit. I got in an argument with my music teacher, and this is me in like 5th grade. And I was like, yeah, I'm out, Mom. I cried to my mom and everything.
What was the argument about with your teacher?
She told me she was going to kick me out because I never practiced. So, I mean, respectful, but, you know.
Did you practice?
No.
Practice. We're talking about practice.
Oh, practice. Not even game, but practice.
But practice. Love it, dude. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you guys. I love the vibes. Obviously, you know, I always try to go through and listen to the music, make sure I understand kind of where you guys are coming from. And one of the cool things I found is your sound is such a melting pot of a lot of different sounds in the best way possible. You know, the vocals, you've got some Coheed and Cambria-esque style there, you know, a little bit of like, even sometimes you'll get a little bit of the kind of even Breaking Benjamin style, like palm muted bass or guitar parts, and everything just comes together really cool. And I love what you guys have done just because it's so unique. So tell me real quick, obviously, what was the new single? Gotta make sure I get it right because I never want to mess up. So Mind Play, dope video. A little, you know, like, was that like a where did you guys record that? I that's where I want to start. I apologize. I'm a little all over the place because I'm excited.
You're good, man. You're good, man. So I mean, the song itself started with Adam. Adam had created a beat, and he wanted me to come by and lay some vocals down on it, just so he could have a little more practice in his studio with vocals.
Okay.
I had come up with something, and I laid it down at his house, and we were instantly like, all right, we're on to something right here. This is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So me and Al had taken a trip down to the studio to record some instrumentals, and we recorded the instrumental that we had already had completed.
Mhm.
And we had extra time, so we're like, all right, well, what can we do? And I was like, well, we got that beat from Adam we could work with. So we took that beat and just created the whole instrumental after that with our producer Randy. And then me and Jayden ended up taking a vocal trip down to the studio not too long after that, and laid some vocals down for it, and it came out to be a bop. So we were pretty excited.
Dude. Because I feel like you know, between that song and the Smoothie King, there are some different vibes to it. Obviously, you know, you're talking about the synth, that's a huge addition, that obviously not addition, but it's a huge part of the vibe that comes out of those songs. So when you said it started with a beat, you're talking like the drum beat is what it started all, or what like
Just that intro beat. That was all.
Intro horn beat.
Like that intro horn.
dang, okay.
That's it.
All electric
All started
drums,
with that.
no real drums or anything yet. Just it was like a minute of that beat, and that was about it.
Dude, that's so
It
cool.
started as just a hip hop beat that I had made.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were originally gonna do just like a hip hop song, and then it just kind of grew from there into Mind Play.
Yeah.
That's dope. And with the music video, was that just like a mansion around, like what was
Yeah.
that place that you guys did that in?
The coolest thing about the music video is actually 100% free.
Heck yeah.
Eric wanted to do a music video for his band at the same location that we had shot Growing Pains.
Uh-huh.
And he said if I helped him out with that, he would give us a free music video.
Nice.
We're like, all right, sweet. We got the next song that we want to do. Let's start planning something out. And then where we actually filmed the music video was at the Bundy Museum and History of Arts.
Okay.
It's a local museum around us that Jayden actually knew the owners of, and they just gave us free reins on the whole place for a night.
It
Dude,
was
that's
for a
sick.
full day. We had been there from 12 o'clock in the afternoon to 1 o'clock at night.
Yeah, filming that.
That's incredible.
Midst of a
Shout
crazy
out
ice
to
storm.
Alex and Eric.
Yo.
Shout out.
Man, that's fun, man. Because obviously, like the vibe of the video was really cool because you were able to transition from room to room. It kind of like played up the vibe of the song, and it kind of created this liveliness. And obviously, you know, where it comes through, and there's the part. It's kind of like kind of the breakdown part, but it's, you know, you're screaming while the guitars are kind of slow, the drums are kind of like halftime, just like, and you're just kind of walking through, just pretending no one else. It's pretty sick, the vibe that you guys accomplished.
Yeah.
And, like, I mean, honestly, to do that in 13 hours is pretty impressive.
The most impressive thing about it was the fact that, like, because of all of our schedules and the videographer Eric is so far away, we hadn't had a chance to really go and like scope out the layout beforehand. And
so it was kind of,
we had a storyboard kind of idea when we went into it, but then some things had happened and some situations had changed, and we walked in and we were like, you know what, we need to make this table the centerpiece of this thing mostly.
Yeah.
So it just
It was all kind of planned on the spot.
Yeah, we literally just threw everything out that we had planned beforehand, and we're like, you know what, let's do it this way.
Especially to do like a one take music video like that, with all of this like behind the scenes choreography.
Yeah.
Trying to get Adam jumped over his drum kit just to get into frame
for the table
like 30,000 times.
Yeah.
That was actually the other question, because it looked seamless. I didn't know it was a one take though.
Yeah, it was all done in one take.
Dang.
So there's a whole lot of jumping over things and sprinting around things as soon as the camera's off of you to try to get to the next place. It was almost like a musical.
Yeah. Caleb's like, "Ha, suckers! I'm just walking."
Pretty much. If you actually look closely and don't pay attention to me and pay attention to the background and the things that are happening in the background, there's a lot of things that you'll realize, like, oh, this is actually one take.
Yeah, dude, that's so cool. Yeah, because like I said, I watched it a couple times because first off, it caught me off guard in terms of I had listened through the your music prior and then listened to the single, and I was like, this is a cool direction. This is a bit different. Obviously a bit more clean vocals than what a lot of the other stuff had, and that vibey synth was just super dope. And so I was kind of like listening to it extra to, see if because obviously the Smoothie King is in the same kind of realm as well. And just watching it, like I said, it seemed very seamless, but now I'm gonna have to watch it even closer, because that type of stuff blows my mind. I don't know if you've ever seen like Peter McKinnon's YouTube channel, but he's a freaking amazing video creator, and he does the watches the behind the scenes of these one take videos, and made me appreciate that type of work so much more. So I'll bet you guys really appreciate it.
Yeah, we had no idea how we were going to do it, but Eric had the idea beforehand. Like, when I'm listening to it, I'm thinking like a one take kind of deal, and we were like, we'll see what we can do. And that's what we ended up coming up with.
So how many? Oh, sorry, go on.
I had been in the Bundy before a few times, like myself, and same with Adam as well. And we knew what it looked like inside. We knew we were like we knew kind of what we were walking into, but like we didn't know exactly what we were gonna do. And we all walked in there. We were like, all right, it's gonna work.
Let's just
let's
do it like this.
Yeah. And it just domino affected into what it is.
I mean, it was a perfect building for it, right? Like the layout of that place was super sick for all of these cool transitions. I'm assuming there was 2 staircases because
Oh, there was.
you had to sprint around the back and go upstairs and
down the back stairs just to get down to the final shot. We're all at the table.
There was actually there was this carpet. You remember this? There was a carpet at the there was a back stairway. Actually, in the very beginning of the video, when Caleb comes through the doorway, the stairwell that we were running back into the living room and stuff
in the final shot
was right to his right as he's walking in. Once you get past the kitchen, it's right before the dining room.
Okay.
But it was crazy because like me and Alex would like come flying down the stairs and like and then we'd have to come into the doorway in the dining room. And there's this carpet right there. Like, right. So I remember making a mental note. Okay, don't run onto the carpet because you're gonna die. Make sure you
mental note.
Make sure the door stop like first and then go on the carpet. And like I think it took 2 or 3 times of me still dying.
Just turfing it.
Yeah, a little bit. Well, I didn't like
sliding the table.
I never hit the ground, but like it was a couple of times it was pretty close. I was like, don't do that. I'll remember one of these times.
Right. And all of them were thinking, man, this house is so nice.
Yeah.
You know,
Do not hit anything.
That house was absolutely filled with like real historical artifacts, like stuff from like when I was sitting there when we were filming, I was just like looking at some of the tableware that they had set up. And, you know, we're talking like actual silverware that have like a stamp that says like 1840. You know what I'm like?
Yeah, dude.
I'm like, dude, don't eat it.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, don't even touch this. They don't want to get any of my oils on this actual like silver. Like, dude, that's so cool. And I'm very curious. What was the most frustrating take? Because I'm assuming you got pretty close to the very end a couple times.
The most frustrating take was the fact that we had got through the whole thing and it was perfect pretty much.
Yeah, but our videographer was like, that's the one.
Yeah, but then right as we got to the part upstairs where it's just like Caleb and myself for a second, then he just like goes like this, you know, sticks his hand out.
Yeah.
And the red light the battery had died right as he came into on that room.
Yeah.
Oh, heartbreak.
It's literally perfect.
The red light of death.
And it was just exactly what we wanted. But then as soon as he came into frame on that room, the battery on the light died. And we were like, nah.
I remember our videographer screaming with anger.
Yeah,
I didn't have any parts upstairs, so I just heard no.
The light died. No.
Oh, dude, that would be heartbreaking. Oh my gosh. How many times did you have to do it? How many different takes did you guys have to do?
Honestly, I would say at least like 40 to 50.
Yeah.
I mean, that's still to me, like thinking through it, that doesn't seem like a lot. I'm sure during like a straight 13 hours, it's brutal. But like
especially
thinking of
your song, the same song over and over and over and over.
It was like, sorry.
And it's like, it was especially frustrating because you never really know why that take's not it. Because it's one of those things, you know, normally when you film a music video, you get a couple takes of something and then you splice the best parts together. This is those things where it's like, you know, like that was the take, we're good. Or, you know, it was a mess up. And the most frustrating part is like, you could do your part perfectly, but like somebody else could just like mess up their part a little bit down the road. And then it's like, well, cut, we got to do the whole thing again.
Yeah.
You know? Oh my gosh.
And it was like 50 takes, but like,
and then one where your strap broke.
Yeah. My strap lock came straight out of my guitar.
Straight out.
Oh.
But like, well, stop.
We kind of went over what we were gonna do for like an hour and a half before we even shot.
Sure. Yeah, in the midst of a crazy ice storm that we had to carry everything in, carry everything out, and on top of that, I had to run and get my kid from his mother's to bring him home, and then go back to the shoot. And
it was
not about the ice storm. There's literally a sheet of ice everywhere.
Yeah,
like couldn't step outside of your car and be on solid concrete because it's covered in ice.
Yeah,
everything.
Oh my goodness.
The stair and everything.
The whole parking lot.
I remember like chipping off the ice on my car that morning.
Oh, dude, I remember that. He had like an inch of ice on his windshield.
Brutal.
comes down with half of the windshield chipped out.
He's like,
Yeah, 'cause
couldn't,
I look like
couldn't
5
be bothered.
had like just enough window to see through it.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, he's like, I couldn't be bothered to clear off the other side. Nope, just gonna do the bare minimum.
It was fine. It was just down the hill.
Oh, that's incredible, man. That's a really cool, and honestly, that's kind of funny because now, like the which one of the videos was it? Pieces of it were from a live show, and the video title is the true one take video.
Yeah.
And now that even makes more sense to me because I was like, okay, the true one take. I don't know what they're referencing, but cool. But that's like, it's really cool that like, because that's a lot of dedication. I was reading about what was that 1918, I think is what it's called, that World War I movie. And there was a take where the guy is just literally running across an open battlefield. And apparently it was so expensive because it was a single take in order to get everything timed right. It was so expensive. He ran into guys that he wasn't supposed to, and they just had to keep going. He had to literally get up and start sprinting again and catch back up to the camera. And because it was all timed out perfectly because of the, it takes so much planning to get it right. So just seeing what you guys did, that's incredible, man. That's so cool.
So speaking of Curing Nature, the true one take, that one, like, we didn't even know we were going to walk away with a music video.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was shot at our album release show. And Eric, our videographer, same one that did the other videos, said, or just was filming that song.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got it and I was like, yo, this could just be a music video. Like, this
does it actually match up? And
like, yeah, it matched up 100%. Well, because
we all lined up perfectly in one shot and everything too.
We backtrack stuff live. So
yeah.
It's all to a click. It's 100% the song, as long as you just slap the song over it. Really,
that's so cool.
That's
like,
nice.
Yeah,
it just had a cool aesthetic to it. So I was like, cool.
Absolutely.
That's music video. I'll take it.
Yeah, dude. And is that I'm curious as well. I'm obviously focusing a lot on the videos because there seems to be a lot of energy and effort you guys put into these videos. A lot of thought and care goes into them, it feels like. And with like the Smoothie King, is that where you skate? Is that your park?
Yeah, that's my home park right there.
Dope.
Lindsay Skate Park.
Were like the extras, were those just like skate buddies of yours or friends of you guys, or is it like
just like random friends of ours, skate buddies, random people at the park too.
Were the people just stoked on it, just like the random people?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh yeah,
we were handing out smoothies, freaking
frying up hamburgers,
GoPros on people's skateboards.
Yeah, just having them ride around on the skateboard while we were fucking playing.
Yeah,
that's so cool, man. Like, do you guys, when you guys are like planning out these videos and stuff, like how do you kind of come up with the ideas to do all this type of stuff?
Really is we just listen to the track and see what it speaks to us to get like a rough idea.
Okay.
And then we send it to our videographer and he does the same to get a rough idea, and then we just bounce ideas back and forth with all 5 of us.
That's awesome. And you said, I think Caleb, you mentioned that you guys have been doing this for 5 years?
Yeah, so we originally started in 2016 or no, 2015.
Oh,
we
okay.
didn't release anything until 2017.
Okay. So tell me like a little bit about the journey that you guys have been on, because obviously, like you said, debut album is last year, so there's a bit of a runway there leading up to that, and I'm sure there's a lot of learning and growing and stuff. So tell me like kind of a little bit about what your guys' journey has been.
I mean, I've been playing music with these guys for a super long time. Al is kind of the newest one that I've been playing music with. I've only known him for about like 2 or 3 years, but Adam's an original member, and I believe he can say all the things that I can say about you know, just growing with the band and growing really around the band and seeing all the members change, and still, you know, when Growing Pains came together, it's just like, you know, that's the title, is Growing Pains. Like,
Yeah.
it makes sense. We've gone through all of these growing pains as a band, as individuals, as friends.
Right. When the band started, I was 17 years old.
Yeah, I was 19.
So it's
Okay.
like, it's, you know, it's been a long journey. And like the album says, with Growing Pains, you know, you change so much, you know, from when you're 17 to when you're 24. Yeah. It's just like the band kind of grew with us, you know.
Absolutely.
Life, you know, you lose some friends and you meet new people. It's kind of how it's been with the band as well, until they get to where we are today.
Yeah, dude. I mean, there's, especially at that time, like 19 to 25, like life
Yeah,
is in flux, man. Like
for sure.
there's like no stability at all, it feels like.
Especially being, you know, like teenagers still.
Yeah.
Creating a band, it's like, before we were just, you know, that garage band of dudes that just got together in a garage to play some music that we created together.
Yeah. When did it click to like, this is a thing?
Honestly,
That's kind of a loaded question.
it is kind of a loaded question. I mean, it didn't really click to be completely honest, until like Jayden started.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Jayden, you've been in the band how long?
A little over 2 years.
It's got to be nearing 3, because Vestigial's at least 2 years old now, right?
Yeah.
And he started in the band literally just before, or not literally just before, but right around Vestigial Structure, when they released that.
You guys had like a third of the album done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it that kind of like, because, you know, obviously, like you were saying, you've had a lot of growing pains and learned a ton along the way, been able to grow as musicians, as friends, as a band, as like a band unit. What are some of the things that you've learned along that 5 years, I guess it's 7 years, right? 2015, that's 7 years now.
That's, dang, wow, make me feel old. But I will say, I'll give it up to Robbie and Save Advice. He was kind of like my direction, that was like, yo, you need to start treating your band as a business. And, you know, if people aren't doing their jobs or pulling their weight, you need to approach that as you would in just a regular workforce.
Yeah.
A band is a unit, and it has to work it as a unit, and you need to delegate jobs for each band member, not only so they feel important, but, you know, so they can contribute to more than just the music, because there's so many more elements around being in a band, especially an independent band, that drown you as an individual. And, you know, I tried taking that load on for like years, but until like I started, you know, actually trusting the people around me and trusting these guys to start moving forward, that's really when it started like clicking, and we started really focusing and being like, oh, this really could be our careers.
Yeah. And that trust, like as you built that trust with each other, on non-music issues, like still band, but not the music itself, the creative side, did that like help things on the creative side?
I would say so. Because, I mean, even coming from, you know, someone that's, you know, been, how do I put this? I guess like it was almost like I was single for a long time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was just, we were just kind of bouncing with relationships, and you know, when a certain amount of relationships flop, you start to not trust anybody but yourself when you have your mission in front of you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Once, you know, we started actually like opening up about that, and, you know, that opened up into our music as well. Like Jayden does a lot of singing. He was nervous when he first got into the band that that I wouldn't give him the reins to lay vocals on the tracks. I'm like, bro, that's what I want. I want backup help.
Yeah.
And same thing with Al. Al was wanting to do vocals too, and he was like, well, maybe one day. I'm like, well, not maybe one day. You write the stuff, or I got the idea in my head, and we're all in the studio and we're grinding, you know.
Cheers
Yeah,
to
dude.
his first song
Yeah.
vocally. Woo!
Yeah. Had him too now.
Nice. I mean, I feel like that's just like such a valuable lesson for anyone to learn, right? Like that collaboration, because like you said, it's gonna kill you, it's gonna burn you out, so like until it becomes such a burden that you've lost the thing that you were doing it, the reason for doing it.
Exactly.
You got to be vulnerable with each other too, like especially in being in a band, like just like being able to ask for help and like, you know, have the band, like, because we're like a family, man. Like we all give out our ideas like in the open. We all send each other, like nobody is stuck to one instrument either. Somebody could write anything of anything. Like Adam could sit down and write a guitar riff. He's our drummer. You know, Alex could sit down and write some vocals. He's a guitarist, and you know, we all just collab with each other, and like we're a single engine with many moving parts, you know.
Yeah, I like that. That's a great analogy. Single engine, many moving parts. Like, yeah, we're a single unit, but each of us have our own contributions to that.
Yeah, one of the biggest things I feel like that helps to contribute to being in a band and be successful at what you're doing is being able to present ideas, or which is in turn present yourself, and not be so worried about that fear of judgment. You know, so like we got to be able to, any idea that comes up, whether it gets shot down or doesn't get shot down, if you can't be in a space that you can freely create, then you're limiting yourself in your creativity. So you're limiting your own potential at that point.
If we've ever shot anything down, like we literally run almost everything.
We have a rule in the band. We have a rule in the band, and it's you can't shut something down unless you have a better idea.
It's valid.
Pretty much roll. I feel like we roll with like almost everything. We just even if like certain members aren't vibing or whatever, we all just still crunch down and get creative with it. And then like there's definitely been songs where like, especially I've been in the, you know, studio or whatnot, and well, mainly before the studio, I'd be like, man, I don't know if I'm really feeling this. I'm not really feeling this. And then I get to the studio and we all work with Randy, and we all sit there in a room for 8 hours, and man, like it just changes your whole perspective. Sometimes you're like, man, I love this now. Like, it's just amazing. So you just got to trust the creative process. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Was there like a point at like a time where that started clicking with trusting each other creatively, or was that just like the inherent, hey, this needs to be the case before anyone's in this band?
I feel like honestly, like we've all been, well, except for Alex, but like we've all been in so many bands and worked with so many people where like things were so stagnant or toxic because somebody had an ego, or somebody didn't want to do something a certain way, or somebody didn't like something but didn't have an idea. We're all just, I feel like we're all just so sick of that like we know that progressiveness is just constant creative.
I mean, for example, whenever it comes down to even like our merch line, you know, we come up with that Smoothie King idea for our merch. It was just literally we all pitched in multiple different ideas, wrote them all down, didn't take out anything, just literally wrote all of it down, and that's what we ended up having come out of it.
Yeah. And obviously, like you know, when you have that type of creative environment, there is going to be some odd things coming out of it, right? Like, like
100%.
But those odd things, you know, what like when you guys are sifting through and avoiding trying to, because the odd things typically lead to better ideas, right? You have to have those in order to kind of flesh them out and move on. So how do you guys do that as a collaborative unit? How do you flesh those ideas out? Because, you know, like what you were saying, Jayden, like sometimes, you know, not everyone's vibing on it. How do you guys decide, all right, well, we're still going to push forward with this one, even though, you know, half of us aren't fully invested in it yet?
Well, I mean, it all just comes down to, we just sit down and talk about it. I mean, if you're not, just being vocal and, you know, expressing yourself for that.
Right. It's important to not be like, you know, I don't like that. It's like, why don't you like that? So a lot of our discussions have been like, right, like I don't like this part of this, or I don't like this because, you know, it's a constructive criticism that we can, you know, better use to move on with things we want. Because if somebody's like, you know, I think the synth is really stupid sounding, for example, right? And it's like, well, maybe the idea itself is good and we can just change that out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I feel like
we're
all so much softer worded than that.
We're all like, well,
yeah, but at the end of the day, we all, just like a jury or something like that, we all have to come to an agreement.
Yeah.
If there's any disagreements, then we focus on that disagreement and try to resolve that, and we don't move on until we've resolved it.
Yeah,
that makes sense. And obviously, like, that process is evolving all the time, right? I'm assuming things are constantly in flux, right? Like, there's never this is exactly how we do it every time. I don't know. Maybe there is.
Definitely repeat what works.
Like I said earlier, sometimes like random people like in the band will just write whatever. Like it could, like I said before, literally it could just be like, for instance, Mind Play. Adam wrote a beat. Like what? Nobody even saw that coming, right? So it was like, and it just worked. So like anybody could write anything, and if everybody just gets in on it, then that's the process.
Yeah,
like,
we're all composers.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, we all have our own studios as well. So like, we all just sit down, vibe in our studios, see what we create, send it to the guys. We'll post it in our Google Drive, and then we'll get together as a group and actually sit down and sit down with the instrumental and see what's good on it, pick it apart, see what we could do better.
Yeah.
And from there, we usually take that instrumental or whatever project that we got, that rough draft, we'll take that to Randy's studio, and then we just retrack everything. And that saves us so much time in the studio, because we were at one point just writing in the studio, and that takes up a lot of studio time, and that gets very expensive. Very expensive very quick. So we like to be we're pretty cheap. So
I mean, you've got to make it make sense, right? Like you said, it's a business of sorts. Like it's creative at its core, but in order to make this thing actually last, you can't just, you're not, you know, the Beatles writing in the studio.
So we got like I'd say 4 or 5 trips under our belt, and we've already got probably 75% of the album done.
For the new album,
and it's completely done instrumentally. We just really have vocals to focus on now.
That's awesome. And obviously, you said Adam's been practicing on tracking vocals, right? With
a little bit.
You've been getting better at it.
He's great at it. There's no doubt there. He's this dude's. I feel like we're all singers.
Heck yeah.
We're all able to fluctuate in that. We've all had some vocal background.
But this is the first one where Adam got up there for a second.
That's awesome. And like, you know, with each of you having studios and you know, knowing kind of the ins and outs, when you go to, you said it was Randy, like what's the motivation for going there for the production versus doing it in-house and then having someone else mix and master?
That's a great question.
Great question.
It is a large part of it's, you know, an additional mind being put to things.
100%.
Because when it's just the 4 of us, it can go, you know, in kind of like we're in a vacuum, right? We don't have that outside party to like talk about things too.
That, and it helps to also have like a producer there. Like for me personally, it's just like doing vocals. If I were to record them myself, I pick myself apart way too quick, and then as soon as I have one bad take, the rest of the song's trash.
Oh, okay.
I feel like also Randy is a bridge of communication.
Oh yeah, 100% he is.
Because like any of us can sit in the studio and like communicate to Randy in some formal way, which could be tapping a taco on a door frame somewhere to put him a Davy Jones from Pirates of the Caribbean video. Like literally, the dude just gets it, man. He's just like, oh yeah,
I know what you want.
Plus,
yeah, and he's like, I hear this. Like if we do anything orchestrally, and I don't even think I said that right, but whatever the word is, or with orchestras in the back and whatnot, like he's there during the creative process, and he just communicates what we're trying to get out onto the DAW.
I myself by no means am I a producer. I know how to like construct an instrumental. I don't know how to make it sound good.
That makes sense. Yeah, that's because I've learned from talking to a lot of musicians and producers and stuff. Like there's a lot to that process that is underappreciated big time.
Oh yeah,
and so yeah, with like what you were talking about with like Randy, did it just click the first time you went in there? Like, because I know sometimes you got to kind of shop around a producer, right?
100%. I was saying. So like the first EP, he recorded and mastered and everything as well. So not even to show like our growth, but to show his growth as a producer as well. We've been recording him everything that you hear on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube. That's all produced, mixed, and mastered by Randy Pascarella.
That's awesome. And how did you find him? Like, because like I said, I feel like there's times where you have to kind of shop around, right, for a producer that actually gets it and has because you have a vibe that you're trying to accomplish, a sound, a feeling, an emotion that you're trying to express, and you have to have a producer who has that same, which you found, which is awesome. But how did you find him?
I mean, we did have a little bit of a shopping phase. I'm not going to name drop anybody, but we did work with a producer previously to Randy. And it did not work out very well.
No, straight trash.
So you cannot find any of his stuff that we did with him on the internet. But anyway,
I might be able to though.
We ended up a show in Syracuse with a band called Sabretooth. And they were the ones that told us about Randy.
Okay.
From there, we met Randy. Randy's sister is the one who does a lot of our merch designs.
Sick.
And we met our manager through them. So we just kind of grew from there.
Yeah. It's like, it's all about networking and, picking people's brains and seeing what their contacts are and, who they're connected with.
I mean, that's 90% of a successful band is networking.
There's
able to create those connections.
There's a lot of people that want to work with you out there as long as you want to put in the work.
Yeah, I feel like that's the problem with a lot of the world, right? Is they expect overnight success. They don't want to put in that grind, the hustle. Like there's a lot of grinding that takes place as a musician. Like I am blown away. I think musicians are some of the hardest working people I've ever met. Like genuinely, the amount of stuff you guys have to do and go through, not just like physically, but emotionally and mentally, like that's brutal.
And I work 2 jobs on top of it.
Oh, for real? What do you do for work?
So I work with this guy at this place called IA. So what it is we construct pharmaceutical robot pods that fills prescriptions. So it's taking pharmacy from pharmacy filled to central filled and mail order.
Dang.
But we work in
people money, man. Love it.
Yeah. I'm a line lead there, and he's a level 3 assembler.
Nice, dude. And you said 2 jobs. What's your other job?
I work at Zoomies part-time.
Dude, that was what like a highlight post high school. Right as I started college, I was at Zoomies. I was like, this place is great. It was so dope. Like getting discounts at Zoomies is the best.
You kidding me?
Oh, dude, that's incredible.
Boards, come on, man.
Yeah, dude. Like, yeah, man. I that was always the best part, right? It's like, oh, I can get a complete deck. I can get a complete longboard. I can get some winter coats. I'm chilling, man. 40% off. I'm ready.
Like after my first shift, and they told me I had my discount, I balled out, man.
Yeah. But like, I just want you guys to know I only work here for the discount. All right.
100%.
Yeah, dude. My sister got a job at Vans, and I'm just like, I gotta take advantage of that right now. Dude, that's incredible. What else? Like, obviously, you know, now we know what Alex and Caleb do. What else do you guys like? What do you guys do for work?
I'm a contractor, so I build houses.
Nice, dude. Hard work, man. That's my dad's profession, and I definitely didn't pursue it because it was not my line of work, but I appreciate the heck out of it.
There's good money in it, again, as long as you want to work.
Yeah, for real.
Hard work. Yeah, that's awesome, dude. What about you, Adam?
Well, I work at Guitar Center.
Oh, heck yeah.
Same deal with Caleb. You know, I'm just there for that discount.
There for that discount.
Dude.
There for that band discount. You know?
I used to be the assistant store manager of Chuck E. Cheese for a while. I just recently left that job. Planning on going to school in the fall, so I'm just trying to focus on the band right now, and then also bettering myself.
Heck yeah, dude. That's fantastic. My son would probably be like jealous of the fact that you were the manager at Chuck E. Cheese, because he's 6, and the Chuck E. Cheese that was close to us closed down. He's like, I need you to take me to Chuck E. Cheese, and I'm like, dude, there isn't one anywhere near. He's like, we need to find one. And I was like, it's like 6 hours away. He's like, let's go.
I'm about it.
Yeah.
It was an interesting job, but you know, once you get into that kind of job, it's just it becomes your whole life. You know, and it was taking time away from the band. You know, and I just said, you know what, this isn't what I want to spend the rest of my life doing.
Yeah, because as manager of a store, you're kind of on call at all times, right?
Yeah.
Brutal. Yeah, man. But I mean, like I said, the amount of work, because obviously, you know, jobs, and now Adam, you're going to school, like that type of stuff. Plus, how many hours would you guys say you're like actively? Because there's active working on the band, and then there's like every waking second you guys are thinking of new ideas. That I don't count, because that is work, but it's kind of just like your creative outlet as well. But like actively working on the band, how much time are you guys like dedicating to that, like including things like this, the podcast, because this is time away from your homes and your families and work and everything?
It's at least 10+ hours every week,
Probably
just for practices.
just for practices and keeping up with, you know, talking about things that are coming up, shows that are coming up, interviews such as this, you know, planning ideas and stuff like that. We use practice not only for practicing our sets, but at the same time keeping up with the inner workings of the band, and, you know, ideas like talking about planning music videos and studio trips and
keeping the website updated,
keeping the website
merch drops.
Which, by the way, I build websites as like a side hustle. Like I have a business with some friends, and your guys' website's beautiful. You did a good job.
Thank you.
It's something that isn't something I can say very often about a lot of people's websites, is that it's actually enticing.
Man, thank you.
It's awesome. I love, obviously, like the you know, the fact that you've got the nice sections with all the band pictures, and obviously it flows really well. So you did a good job. It's a lot of work though, just managing stuff, making sure things are up to date, and SEO and
For sure.
That's awesome. And
that stuff too.
what was that?
Said merch inventory and all that stuff too.
Dude, yeah.
Shout out to everybody who helps out with that too.
Yeah.
You said Randy's sister does a lot of the designs. Do you guys like pitch her ideas and she just kind of refines it? How do you guys do your merch designs?
So merch designs, actually, now talking about merch, we just collabed with our buddy's business, ABC Clothing, and we're going to be going through them fully now. So now we'll just be able to just send ideas, send money, and then, you know, go about the business, keeping the merch flowing.
Heck yeah, dude.
Carissa is a great graphic designer. His graphic design and pretty much our whole aesthetic. But really, we just kind of like pitch ideas. Really, we don't. We know that somebody's gonna do the job better than us. You know what I mean? So really, all you can do is send ideas.
Yeah.
Send your cash and pray that it's good.
Yeah, I mean that's I can't remember who it was I was listening to, but they were like, you do something or some things really well. Everything else, have someone else who does that thing really well do it.
Yes.
It's like, you guys make the music really well, you write the music really well. Why would you kill yourselves trying to also do something else that you know you're not going to do as well? Like,
yeah.
Sometimes just putting in a couple extra hours at work and then taking the money you've earned and bringing it to somebody who specializes in something is worth more than trying to do it yourself.
Way worth more.
Dude, that's funny. Like, hadn't even thought of that, because it's like, oh yeah, like we work day jobs for a reason, right? We're gonna now be able to provide a little extra to what we've got. Like, for you guys, does it cost a lot to like be in a band?
Yeah.
Yes.
Me personally, like over the past 5 years, I've probably put at least every paycheck at least $100 to $200 into the band.
Dang. Well, and that's going to merch. That's going to like tours. What all is it going to?
I'll go to merch designs, studio time, masters, like the mixed and masters,
the
backtracks, PR. The list goes on.
Gas money for the van.
Money for the van.
Yeah,
which
dude.
I don't even. We're supposed to tour in June, and
not looking forward.
Looking forward to that gas bill, dude.
Oh yeah, I filled up today, and I drive a Mazda 3, right? Like a small little sedan, right? 4-cylinder, small gas tank, $42 to fill it up, and it wasn't even fully empty. And I was like, gosh, man, what a nightmare.
We have a Honda Civic.
Yeah.
Just one trip to the studio, because Randy's about 2.5 hours from us.
Okay.
One trip to the studio and back. And then the next day I went to Albany and back for a Saving Vice's music video I got to be a part of. And I literally put $100 in the gas in a Honda Civic.
In 2 days.
Oh, I was sick.
Dude, that is heart-wrenching. Oh, that is awful. Where is Binghamton?
So Binghamton is like dead smack in the PA New York border.
Oh, okay.
Like the line of the PA New York border, like New York's PA's hat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's right in the center of it.
Cool.
Like we're like probably 20 minutes to PA right now.
Okay. Yeah, because my sister lives tiny town near Albany, I think. Delhi is the little tiny town she lives in.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I would fly into Syracuse when I'd go visit her. So I'm like I'm kind of getting an idea of where you guys are at. It's beautiful out there, man.
Hours south of Syracuse.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's beautiful out there.
With Albany and Syracuse.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
It depends on who's driving too. I mean, I'd say it's about 45 minutes.
If you punch it into your Apple Maps, it's an hour.
That's incredible. And is metalcore pretty big there?
It isn't. It isn't. You know,
I'd say metalcore is not huge in Binghamton. Binghamton has a really big punk scene and it has a really big hardcore scene.
Oh, okay.
It used to have a big hardcore scene. I feel like it kind of died.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's
Now
not like the Long Island type scene then at all, huh?
Definitely not. No.
Okay.
No, there was another metalcore band that was pretty big from Binghamton, but they're not together anymore. I can't really think of any other like Binghamton metalcore bands.
Yeah. I mean, Coasting on Potential, and they're around. They had a decent local following.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it comes back to like really us being immature band at the time. You know what I mean? At the time, we were playing with the local scene, but you kind of, I guess, expect the local scene to pop up for you, but you haven't really created that local scene for yourself. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's kind of like the chicken and the egg scenario, right? It's like, is the scene, do we make the music because the scene's there, or do we create, like, do we, it's like, it's
scene, but moving forward with
music. Yeah.
That's how it should be. That's how every musician's made it, is they've made it, they've created their own scene.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess getting aggravated when you're going to other people's shows and networking at other people's shows and people aren't coming to your shows got frustrating. So we were like, all right, let's just start playing out other scenes and get our music out other than just Binghamton.
What are some of the places? Are you guys going like Albany, Syracuse? Are you going down to like Pittsburgh, Philadelphia? Where are you guys headed to a lot?
So far we got a lot. We've been playing a lot in Allentown lately, Allentown, PA.
Oh, okay.
There's a booker out there that likes to book us. His name's Louis DeRico.
Shout out to the good bookers like that, man.
Played quite a few shows in Connecticut recently.
Yeah, Connecticut too.
Poughkeepsie.
We haven't really played much up north of New York.
Oh, okay.
Recently, like we'd love to get out to like Rochester, and
yeah,
because Rochester's got a decent scene out there too. Albany would be sick, but for the most part, we've been south for the most part.
Cool.
PA, Connecticut. I think he also said he's got a Rhode Island date book too, if I'm not
dope. That'll be a rowdy show based on what I've heard about Rhode Island.
We also got a show in Jersey.
Heck yeah, dude.
Called the Starcade with Skylit Drive, their original lineup. They're playing Impending Doom, I Set to Kill, Fit for Rivals, Bury Your Dead.
Wow, that's a big set, dude. That's a big lineup.
Yeah, it's like it was a festival, but then they cut it down to, I think, just a main stage now.
But that's pretty sick, man. Because those are some names that'll drive in a lot of eyes and a lot of ears. That's sick.
Yeah, for sure.
That's so
that one.
Dude, I'll bet. That's super awesome. Man, when you said Poughkeepsie, my sister made fun of me so much because a musician I loved for a long time, Alex Goot, he's from Poughkeepsie. He's just he does a lot of pop music. He was originally making his own music, and then he started doing covers, and I was like, whatever. But anyway, he was from Poughkeepsie, and I was like, hey, where's Poughkeepsie? And my sister was like, what are you saying?
Poughkeepsie, man.
I was like, maybe it's is it Poughkeepsie? And she's like, what are you talking? And she's like, oh, Poughkeepsie. And I was like, oh, I guess.
That's it.
Yeah, man. Oh gosh. Every time I think of that city, that's what I think of, is that idiotic way of saying it. But man, I'm stoked, dude. You guys, I think there's a lot coming down the pipe. I think, like, based on the new stuff you've been dropping, the new releases, I'm really stoked to hear the album. Really stoked to hear what you guys do, and awesome talking with you. But before I end, I always like to end with just like a few questions that have nothing to do with the band. Do you guys still have a couple minutes?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, heck yeah. All right. So this first question comes from the fact that I eat way too much candy and way too much sugar. So what is your guys', individually, what's your favorite candy or dessert?
I've been going first this whole time. You guys can go.
One of my favorite, like, biggest cravings of all time, all the time, when I'll be like sitting on the couch watching Lord of the Rings, extended versions.
I was actually going to say that, but I was like, he's gonna wait. I'm gonna give him a second.
But Ben and Jerry's ice cream, man. I like the Chunky Monkey. I like the the last one I just had was the cherry one. That one
Cherry
was
Garcia.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, all right. Yeah. And then there's another one, the brownie with the big brownie core. Brownie core.
Yeah.
I think it's called brownie core.
Those ones are dope, man. Those ones with the cores are so good.
So good, man. They make, dude. I usually, if I get one of those, it's gone in the same sitting.
Well, at least they're pretty small, so you don't feel as guilty, right?
My butt feels pretty guilty.
Oh, I guess you're lactose intolerant, huh?
I never saw myself as lactose intolerant, but I suppose you might be right. Yeah.
I just suffer through it and I don't admit nothing.
Maybe that's
I just live my life, man. One bathroom break at a time.
that's it, bro.
Well, I'm a big fan myself of I love sour Skittles. I can't find them anymore. I don't think they even exist.
Oh, they definitely do, bro. They're all over the place here in Utah.
I can't find them. They
I'll have to find some and mail them out to you.
It's the all lime bag Skittles. What the heck is that?
Yeah, it's because people are complaining that they changed it to green apple for a time, and they're like, lime is back, and they're like, woo.
Yeah, but now I can't find anything else anywhere. It's just all lime.
I'll find. Like I said, there's a bunch of sour Skittles at the store here. My son has become obsessed with them. That's why I know.
Oh yeah, I love sour Skittles. And my other favorite snack is salt and vinegar chips.
Oh dang, dude, those are a little bit too much for me. Makes my face just pucker up just thinking oh, the flavor is just too strong.
Sexy chap lips. Oh man,
Adam. Yeah.
Well, I try not to snack too much because I'm, trying to be healthy and all. But
I'm proud of you.
A couple things that always break that for me. I love Nutella.
Nutella is always good.
No shame. I've eaten entire jars of Nutella before.
Dang, bro.
It doesn't last. It's outlawed in my house because I'll buy some and be like, oh yeah, for toast and sandwiches. No,
it's just gone. It's just
That's M&M's for me. I can't buy M&M's.
Yeah, it's the same thing in my house,
Yeah,
bro. Nutella, I have to hide it from the kids.
It's
oh, dude.
If I all of a sudden just find remnants of it on the counter, right? I told you.
Dude, I had a friend who I didn't bring a lunch one day, and he brought 2 sandwiches. He's like, oh, you can have this second one. It was a peanut butter and Nutella sandwich. I'd never even heard of it, and it was incredible.
Yeah, blue lines.
Yeah, I was like, dude, you need a glass of milk with that though, man, because
Oh,
your mouth is just I can't even swallow anymore.
It's so good.
Yeah, dude, make a Nutella milkshake, bro. Now that.
Oh
That's
dude.
so
I
good.
make smoothies at my house now because this guy got me back into making some smoothies and shit at the house. But I always almost slap some Nutella or some peanut butter in that smoothie.
Always peanut butter. Always.
Yeah, dude. Nice. I love it. All right, Caleb, you're up now, man.
Well, I'm the snack whore of the group.
Hey, I love it.
Me and my girlfriend do a lot of snacking at our place. Recently, it's been animal crackers and milk.
Nice.
Frosted
It's
or
busted.
non-frosted?
Obviously, frosted.
Frosted.
Heck.
Just the way you said that, how could? But that was a sin even asking you. Obviously, frosted.
Sorry, Caleb.
But my main go-to snack every day is cereal.
Heck yeah, dude. What's your
Love
go-to?
me a bowl of cereal at night, or in the morning, or in the afternoon, or whatever I'm feeling.
Literally anytime cereal fits. What's your go-to cereal?
Go-to cereal? I have too many to be completely.
Oh, for real? Oh, all right. Give me your top 3.
We have at least 5 cereals at all times at our house. That we're just going.
Dang.
But Cinnamon Toast Crunch is busting. If you've ever had Cinnamon Toast Crunch churros, slaps. Fruity Pebbles, obviously.
Fruity Pebbles are my jam right there, bro.
That was
sure.
jamming.
Just make sure you rinse the bowl, or else they become concrete.
Yeah, they become
Colorful
concrete.
shit.
Let's see what else.
Stains the plastic.
I don't know. I like the classics too, like Cheerios. But if it's regular Cheerios, I gotta add some sugar.
Absolutely, dude.
Same with Rice Krispies. Always gotta add that sugar.
See, I
I'll eat a bowl of Rice Krispies, just Rice Krispies.
Same.
Not me, bro. I need
same.
sugar.
I don't know what it is, but I can eat that.
Same.
Dude, have
I'll
you
eat-
guys ever had Rice Krispie treats made with Fruity Pebbles instead of Rice
Yeah.
Krispies?
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
Oh, now
Awesome.
And
that's
every-
what's up. That's awesome. All right, next question here for you. This one, sometimes it's hard to come up with your number one. So, if you want to do your number 1, 2, and 3, cool. But favorite movie. And no, yes, you can do,
All
Two
right,
Towers, Return of the King, Fellowship, but you can even include them as one movie if you want.
So actually, those aren't my favorite movie. It's actually a cult classic. But we'll let Caleb go first, unless you want me to. That's fine.
No. I was just letting you know you can bundle them if you need.
Okay. So like, my favorite comfort movie would be Step Brothers.
Okay.
Childhood favorites would be Lion King and Toy Story.
Heck yeah, dude.
Toy Story always creeped me out as a kid.
Dude, I love
Really?
Toy Story. I had all
love
of
Toy
them.
Story.
I had all of the toys.
Toy Soldiers creeped me out, but Toy Story never did.
I was a
But-
weird kid.
To movie favorite of all time, huh? Probably be the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. in my opinion.
Wait, which one? The newest one or the older one?
The original
OG.
SpongeBob
Okay.
SquarePants movie.
Yeah, my
Dude,
son.
I could literally, probably to this day, recite the whole
Dude,
movie.
we do it at work all the time.
That's incredible. Give me 1 second. I have to show you something.
Okay. There's so many good movies, though.
There are a ton of great movies.
So this was the
Think
this was
about-
the wrapping paper that I used for my wife's Christmas gifts this year.
Yeah. Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
He actually gave me a Step Brothers mug.
nice.
Yeah,
Dude,
hot cocoa and tea out of that all day.
that's awesome, dude. Yeah. Fantastic. All right, who's up next?
I'll go.
Favorite movie.
All right. I'm a big Boondock Saints fan myself. I love the first one, especially.
Heck yeah.
But like, man, I'm a big DBZ fan, so I watch.
I don't like the movies.
I don't like them. I don't like the movies that much. Some of the old school ones though, like Lord Slug's probably one of my favorites. But I love like old anime. I don't know why my household used to be into that stuff, but my favorite movie of all time is Little Princess Mononoke. So
Okay. I've heard of that one actually. Is that
Studio Ghibli? It's amazing.
Yeah.
okay?
I love Studio
It's my
Ghibli.
favorite.
I
love
mean,
Studio-
old school anime, dude, like Toonami was my go-to after elementary school, dude. I'd go home and race to Toonami.
Oh yeah, Yu Yu Hakusho,
Oh, yeah, facts.
Inuyasha, a bunch of those. Dragon Ball Z was just one of my favorites.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
And Howl's Moving
Howl's
Castle.
Moving Castle, I got that one too.
Such a great movie.
Adam,
That's
you got
awesome.
Okay. I'd say some of my top movies would probably be Goodfellas,
It's a good
Okay,
one.
nice.
Bastards.
Inglourious
is another
Basterds
good
is
one. I love
great.
Tarantino.
Dude, that movie is incredible.
Yeah, I think that's probably my favorite Tarantino movie.
Inglorious
Yeah.
Bastards.
Yeah,
Oh,
for
dude,
sure.
I love that one. That's my favorite Tarantino movie by far.
I'm a really big fan of horror films, and like
Yeah.
a lot of psychological thrillers. Midsommar.
Oh, I
REX
heard that one was messed up.
was really
Oh,
good.
yeah.
That's definitely in like my top 5 films.
That's the
Yep.
one where they go to like a cult, right? And like
Yeah.
she just ends up killing the dude.
No, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but
Too wild.
I love those kinds of movies. Midsommar, Hereditary, Mother
was
was
my
another movie in that same vein that was really good.
Okay. dude, those movies just I don't do well with scary. So yeah, I definitely wouldn't fit in on that movie night, but
It depends on the scariness of the movie for me.
Oh, I love scary.
Hereditary had me messed up.
I just like fucked up movies too.
yeah.
I'll be playing these guys the most fucked up movies ever. Like on the van rides home from, we'll play a show and I'll be like, all right, you're watching Hereditary, Alex.
Yeah.
Well, I was
That's
sitting
awesome.
in a van with Caleb, and I remember like the whole van was quiet, and like that's normal sometimes because the guys will sleep in the back on the way home or whatever, you know. And I'll stay up front with Caleb just to make sure there's 2 people awake at all times. You know, it's good practice. But
Yeah.
remember one time, all I heard was like some weird ass noises. Like I was like, "What?" And like I remember looking. What are you guys watching? And they're both huddled up in a blanket, like in the back of the van, like watching. And I think it was a mother you were watching.
No, it was Hereditary.
Was it Hereditary?
Yeah.
I haven't worked with the curse to show him Mother yet.
No, he had me watch Hereditary, and I was just like, "Oh God, oh jeez,
They're
oh
like-
my gosh."
They're like, you
I
gotta
have
watch
nightmares.
this movie, man. I'm like, nah.
And then
Oh,
this son of a gun
good.
has to throw it in a freaking intro to a song.
Yeah, dude. That stuff. I don't do well with that stuff. That's awesome though. All right, Jayden, I think you're up, dude.
So my favorite movie is actually The Crow.
Oh, dang.
That's a top.
Bentley.
That's a top 2, 3
Yeah.
for me. Yeah, 2.
I have
It's been years since I've seen that.
Yeah, it's tattooed on my wrist.
Oh, nice.
But I just like I don't know, man. What better way? Like yeah, I'm gonna come back. Like my life was so bad, I'm gonna come back from the dead and beat everybody up, and like I'm indestructible because of a crow. That's pretty dope.
I mean, it is pretty dope. It's yeah, I have to watch that movie again. Like I said, it's been a long time.
I like the Marvel series too.
Oh, those are great.
All those
Can't go
are-
wrong.
As far as like just like kind of like what Caleb said, like the stuff I'll watch like night after night after night all the time. I mean, like, yeah, you obviously got one. I own the whole extended edition Lord of the Rings set with the Hobbit too. And we'll sit there and watch all of them, like till we have headaches because we can't watch anymore. Like it's
Dude, that is quite. I mean, it's a commitment. We started it like one time. It was like early. I felt like it was early, probably like 10 a.m. We didn't finish until like we took a little break to go get dinner and stuff. But I feel like we didn't finish until like 2 or 3 in the morning the next day. Like it felt like it was just like forever.
Yep.
Yeah.
Other than that, I watch a lot of old cartoons.
Oh heck yeah!
It's like Scooby Doo, Courage,
Scooby
Cowardly
Doo's a
Dog.
shit. I had
Courage.
Scooby Doo bed sheets when I was younger.
Yeah.
Courage the Cowardly Dog is my jam.
I watch a lot of the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
Oh okay.
Yeah.
So many long time since I've seen any of these.
Yeah.
Rocket Power was my shit. That
I
was my
remember
favorite
Rocket
Dude,
show.
Rocket Power was my jam for sure, dude. I loved that. And Rugrats and Rocket Power every day, man.
As
That's
far as TV
awesome.
shows go, my favorite's Naruto for sure.
I've heard good things about it. I've never seen it, but I've heard really good things about that show.
Naruto's
Yeah.
amazing.
Naruto's pretty good.
I've never seen Naruto.
I have
What a shame.
seen
Sorry.
watching that show.
When
it's
you're done with
embarrassing.
DBZ, bro. When you're done with DBZ,
Yeah.
you got your work cut out for
Right
you.
now I'm watching through all of Dragon Ball. So Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball DT, and all the movies.
You don't really need GT.
Yeah.
That's what everybody keeps telling me. They're like,
someone one of my friends was like, there's like a special cut of Dragon Ball Z where it cuts out all of the excess, like cuts out like all the extra, like, and it cuts down so much time apparently.
Of Frieza fight.
I'm gonna admit I watched Dragon Ball Z on the 1.5 fast forward.
Yeah.
You still hear the audio, but like they just talk faster, so you can get through the filler. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
as long.
It- But apparently they actually have like versions that you can buy that are cut to cut out all that extra filler. And it apparently like takes the series down. Like, I think my buddy was saying it's like 35 or 40% of the series is like the amount of time it takes is cut.
Oh my Just power upper, you know.
Yep.
Oh, it's incredible. All right. Last question. like I said, I appreciate the heck out of you guys staying for so long.
Yeah.
Favorite non-music related hobby. So favorite thing to do that has nothing to do with music. And obviously it's kind of nice because Adam prefaced early at the very beginning. He's like, I don't really have any non-music hobbies. So this is a fun one for him to answer.
Yeah, I mean, I always kind of bounce back and forth between little hobbies here and there. I haven't really found that thing outside of music that I really spend a lot of time on.
Yeah.
I was really into airsoft for a while, and then I kind of got out of it. It's just been a bunch of small stuff like that. So
Jiu-jitsu
usually I'm
too.
just watching TV or
Yeah, you were into jujitsu. and
I
stuff.
was into jujitsu for a while. Want to
Heck
get
yeah,
back
dude.
into that. Definitely want to get back into that here eventually.
Yeah,
But
dude.
mostly just watching TV, watching Naruto, playing video games. You know?
All right. What's your video game of choice? We obviously talked about the movies and shows. What's your video game of choice?
That's a tough one.
There we go.
Probably Rainbow Six Siege and Rocket League are my two big ones.
Right.
Dude, Siege is balling, man. I love Siege.
Good choices.
Nice, man. I was expecting Elden Ring. I don't know why. I just
No, I can't do From Software games. I tried Dark Souls 3 and was like, this isn't for me, man. I want to have fun.
yeah, I would rage. I've watched some,
so hard.
yeah, dude. I've watched some gameplay and I'm like, I would literally be raging right now. I'd be freaking out.
It's like I don't spend a ton of time playing video games, so when I do, I'm trying to enjoy myself. You know?
Yeah. Do you play on PC or console?
I play on console.
Heck yeah,
I have
dude.
a PS4 and an Xbox One. I've been thinking about getting a gaming PC, but
It's fun. It's
I haven't taken the dive into it yet.
dude, it like if you play Siege, I was like, I think I was hovering around gold 2, gold 1, which isn't great, but it's not bad on Siege on Xbox and PlayStation. Then I went to PC and I became bronze pretty much immediately. It was pretty bad. Because I mean, those guys with the mouse and keyboard are just headshot dinging, dude. It's awful.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man. All right, who's up next?
I pretty much, outside of the band stuff, it's pretty much all family stuff for me.
Hey, that's awesome, dude.
When I do jam on some video games, that's one little thing to do in the downtime. But I'm big into I love Dark Souls. I don't care what you say. I love the Dark Souls series.
I love to throw my controller through the wall. It's so much fun.
No, for me, it's the exact opposite. Like he just got me playing the new Star Wars, the Jedi Fallen Order, and
Dude,
that's very similar.
great
And I
game.
literally spent like, I don't know, a half hour to 45 minutes trying to take out one dude that kept taking me out, and I was like, no, I'm stubborn. So
Those Inquisitors pissed me off a lot during that game for sure.
one of my biggest games that I play is a game called Hollow Knight, and it's
Oh, that one's cool. That little 2D one, right? Or the side scroller one?
yeah. I play the hell out of that. And almost got it finished. I have one damn thing left to do in it, but I'll get there.
That's awesome, dude. Love it.
Love to play Destiny sometimes. I used to be a big Call of Duty fan, but that just became hard to keep up with.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Jayden and Caleb, who's next?
Yeah.
it was bad. It was bad. Ready?
Right. I'm used to Rochambeau.
Rochambeau. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. All right. So, I mean, like I said before, I'm a big skateboarder.
Heck yeah, dude.
If it's a nice day out, you'll find me at the park. And if I don't have anything I do,
All the time. Like I know, I can usually just drive to the skate park if I know it's after like 4:30 or 5ish, and it's not a band day. I could just go to the skate park and know Caleb's gonna be there.
Yeah.
Hey, that's dope, man. What's the coolest trick you're able to do?
I don't know. That's a hard question. I guess
It is hard. Like it's kind of like throwing it out there, but
I mean, like skateboarding, there's just such a big spectrum because like people, just like music, they pick out what tricks they like. You know what I mean?
that's true.
Just like they pick genres, they pick tricks what tricks they like. So like, I mean, some tricks that I do would be hard for somebody else, but they're kind of easy for me. I mean,
Yeah.
my go-to trick, like my favorite trick to do, is a nollie flip.
Oh,
But
that's tough, dude.
I guess my
Props
hardest
to ya.
trick would be like a switch tray.
That's tough too, man. Those are big. Those are big tricks, dude. That's dope.
Dude, I can't even like
I
ollie.
can't even ollie for nothing.
Like I can like skate around.
I can barely do that. I can
You know.
barely do that.
I became too much of a pansy, man.
We've gone on
I,
trips, and the three of us will just be like, we're barely holding on, and Caleb's over here doing like switch tray flips on the like.
That's awesome.
And we're
I'll
just
hit
like,
the
yeah,
ball.
go, Caleb. And whoever-
Yeah, you're like we're winning via proxy. He's winning for the whole band, not just for himself.
You're representing Promises right now.
That's awesome, dude. I love it.
Other than that, I watch like a lot of anime, and I'm not too big in video games, but lately my cousin's had an Oculus and he left it at my house. So I've been playing the hell out of Beat Saber.
Beat
But
Saber.
I've heard Beat Saber's fun, man.
Beat Saber is a
It's a good
blast.
time,
So
yeah,
sick.
it is.
Yeah, my buddy's trying to convince me to get a PlayStation VR. I'm like, dude, that's as much as my PS5 almost. Like it's basically the same cost.
Just get an Oculus, bro. It's
Listen,
better.
The Oculus
Okay.
right now is only like $200 or $300, and
Yeah.
it's miles better than the PlayStation
I-
VR.
I have a
100%.
PlayStation VR. Definitely get the Oculus. Listen.
Definitely get the Oculus.
Listen.
No.
Okay, like there are a couple really cool games for the PlayStation VR. There are, but like that's it. Once you play those 3 to, I'm gonna say, depending on who you are, 3 to 10 games, like you're gonna be bored of it. You're like, man, I wish there was something else.
And
And like,
those 3 to 4 games
Blade and
are just on
Sorcery, too.
Oculus.
Blade and Sorcery. I get pretty brutal in some Blade and Sorcery on the Oculus.
I've never heard of that one.
So it's like it's kind of like a gladiator game.
Cool.
So all these you're like set in the middle of the like a coliseum.
Uh-huh.
You just have waves of gladiators coming to fight you, and you just like wield swords, or you can use bow and arrows. Or
That would be a lot of fun.
Adam was walking around with a shovel, just pinging people on that.
That's awesome. Yeah, dude.
For a
That's-
while, and
That sounds dope.
and with everyone playing on my Oculus.
Yeah, playing on his Oculus, Blade and Sorcery.
Yeah, I'd have
That's
to watch
awesome.
him play, and I'd be like, man, this is so cool. I gotta go pick up my son.
one time where I threw a knife and took his whole light off the ceiling.
That's one of my worries, dude. I've seen that happen in so many of those like fail army videos, right? Like,
Dude,
I did it.
do you get motion sick at all while playing with it?
I don't really get that, no, but
Oh, okay.
they express that they do.
Oh, okay.
I did when I first got it, but I don't know. You kind of get used to it.
You kind of calibrate, basically. Oh, that makes sense. All right, Jayden, what about you, bro?
So my hobbies probably include I like to read.
About Lord of the Rings.
No, I read a lot of things.
Lord of the Rings.
Read about Lord of the Rings.
It's
Talk
hard.
about Lord of the
It's,
Rings.
it's not just Lord of the Rings. It's one story. All right.
Do you like Brandon Sanderson?
I've never heard of him.
I
I'm
mean,
a reader too.
what was that?
I read pretty much all fiction.
Okay, yeah, because he's fantasy fiction. It's The Way of Kings is like one of the big series he has.
Okay.
He's got some pretty good, like, I enjoyed the heck out of his stuff. But I do audiobooks, and like the most recent one, it was like 56 hours of audiobook. I was like, holy frick, bro, this is a little much.
That's a lot.
But if you enjoy Lord of the Rings, you'd probably enjoy it. It's a pretty fun one.
The only thing that what I really like about like Tolkien's universe, is like it's easy to dive into for like anybody. What I always tell them to do, and like if you want to like kind of get into the Tolkien universe and really see what's going on, basically like, and if you watch Lord of the Rings and you like it, just start with those characters. So like,
Yeah.
get on YouTube. There's a couple really good channels. The Men of the West, fantastic YouTube channel. And then what's the other one? I don't remember the other one. But anyway, they go over like all the backstory of characters and everything, and they'll like bring excerpt from like the books and whatnot, and show you where the lineage is and how the story connects and all that. And you can just dive in from there.
It's incredible to me because there's some YouTube channels that do Star Wars things too, right? And I'm like, it blows my mind that people can literally make a living on YouTube just talking about books, like about those things. It blows my mind. I'm like, this is
people are like, they're like historians for like a history that's fictional.
Yeah,
fictional history. Exactly. Yeah, fictional historian. It's pretty crazy.
Other than that,
really crazy.
That is crazy.
Besides just hanging out, I like to have like fires and stuff. So does Caleb.
Fire Fridays.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
heck yeah. Like bonfires?
Yeah, so like every
Oh,
Friday,
yeah.
After work, I usually have a couple guys over, small little gathering at my house and have a fire.
Yeah.
That's dope.
I'll do it. Sometimes I'll be like, "Yo, Caleb, you having a fire on Friday?" I'll be like, "Yeah, all right, I'm gonna do mine on Saturday."
That's awesome.
I have 2 rescue dogs I like to hang out with at the fires and whatnot.
Like to kayak.
Yeah.
Kayaking is really fun,
dude. Yeah, dude, all that stuff just makes me think of summer, and I'm just so ready for summertime.
Yeah, you got me reminiscing over here.
I know, dude.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, thank you guys so much, man. I want to once again just commend you on creating some dope music. Well done. Props to you. And I'm super stoked to see where things go because obviously with the new album, whenever that's coming, I'm excited to see the steps that you've taken and the kind of the experimenting you're doing because obviously the singles that you've released, I'm like, dude, this is sick. This is some unique, awesome sound. So yeah, man,
Thank you so much.
I wish you guys the best of luck.
That's been going on, that's for sure.
Heck yeah, dude. Well, man, like I said, thank you guys so much for your time, and it was awesome getting to know you guys.
It's nice to meet you as well, man.
It's nice to meet you too, man.
Same.
All right, guys, have a killer night.
You too, brother.
All right, peace out. Awesome. What a cool bunch of dudes. Be sure to check out their brand new single, Mind Play. We talked about the music video quite a bit at the beginning, but such a cool music video. Like the way they did it was just super dope. So definitely check them out and go show them some love. But I've got another interview tomorrow, so we'll be right back here tomorrow. So join me. But until then, deuces.